Hello everyone, this is Carol from Insightly. Thank you for joining me here today for this webinar. Today's webinar is going to be on how you can connect your accounting software with Insightly. So work more efficiently with Insightly's accounting integrations, QuickBooks Online, and Xero. Some other places that you can find us at is support.insight.ly. You can also reach us on Twitter at InsightlyApp. And lastly, you can find us at facebook.com/Insightly. So this is what's on the agenda for today. I will be going over why you should use Xero and your QuickBooks Online with Insightly. We will be going over the demo on how you can integrate the two together, so with your Xero account as well as your QuickBooks Online account, and exactly what capabilities it has within the system and our integration. Then we will be going over a recap. I'll provide some more resources on how you can get additional help if you forgot or maybe just need some form of reference. I'll make sure to go over those afterwards. And we will be talking a little bit about our mobile app, and then we'll have some time at the end for any questions, and I'll get those answered for you. So some of the reasons why you should be using Xero or your QuickBooks Online account with Insightly include it really helps you save time. You will be able to quickly get a snapshot of all of that information of your client, customers' information straight just within your Insightly account instead of having to jump back and forth. You will also be getting paid faster because you're staying on top of all those unpaid invoices. And then you'll also get that complete view of your customer so you can handle and manage that account accordingly. So let's go ahead and begin our demo. So you should be able to see my screen at this point. What you would want to do first is install your QuickBooks Online account or your Xero account. So what you'll need to do is we'll go ahead and click into our profile icon, and then you'll see a tab called System Settings here. This is only available to administrators. So if you're not an administrator, you will not see this tab here, System Settings, as well as the Billing and Account tab. If you would like to be an administrator, you will have to see who is the admin or the account owner to provide you with those permissions. After you click into System Settings, they'll just need to click into Users and then click on the green shield here, or it will be grayed out, so you'll have to click on the grayed out shield. All right, so let's continue on here with your installation. Some quick things to note. Let's go, and you'll see one of the tabs is Integrations at the very bottom. We have our Xero, and then we also have your QuickBooks. So be sure to note that the requirements do require you to have a QuickBooks Online account. You cannot use your desktop version of QuickBooks. It will only work and integrate with the online version. We'll go ahead and click onto Xero first. You'll see that it is already currently installed. I'll go ahead and uninstall really quickly. So now you'll see this integration is not currently installed. What you'll see is you'll just have to click on this button here to connect to your Xero account. We'll connect it. It'll open up a new tab. It'll ask you for your login information. From here, we'll click Login. You'll have to authorize who is requesting to access. So Insightly is requesting to access your Xero data. Select the organization that you would like to connect your Xero account with. Authorize that. And then now it'll bring you back into your Insightly account, and then everything should be installed at this point. So same exact thing goes for your QuickBooks Online account. Same exact button. You'll just have to click on the install button, and then it'll bring you into a new page. You'll have to enter in your login information, and then at that point it'll bring you back into your Insightly account. So the next thing that we want to notice is that there is an option for your integration permissions. If you would like to not have everyone view all of this information, so the snapshot, the invoices, the payments, which I will be getting into in just a moment, you can select your visibility options. So you can have everyone, you can select a specific team if you've built that out within your system settings here, or you can even select individual people. So you can really tailor this to make sure only a specific team is viewing it or specific administrators. So you can set that up. We'll just leave that as everyone. Save the permissions. And now that is saved. All right, and now you're ready to use the integration. So we'll go ahead and click into the contacts first. This is available. Your Xero and QuickBooks integrations are available in these 4 categories. So contacts, organizations, opportunities, and your projects. So I'll be going over all of those with you now. Let's go ahead and click into your contact section. So let's just say we have a contact here. I know that I'm working with, I believe it's Allison Day here. We'll click on her contact. Once you open up her contact, you'll see that we have her basic contact details that Insightly provides you. We have all of these tabs above here, and at the very end you'll see that you have an additional tab now, so whether you've installed your QuickBooks account or your Xero account. So let's go inside QuickBooks. What Insightly will actually do is automatically search for that contact within your QuickBooks account. So if you have that contact in your QuickBooks account, you'll see here it's already found that customer. I can go ahead and add the link. What you can actually do as well, if it didn't find the correct contact information, maybe it had duplicate Allison Days and that's not the correct one, I can either search in QuickBooks if it did not find that information for me, or I can actually create a new customer straight from my Insightly account to my QuickBooks account. So if I want this as a customer in my QuickBooks account, I can just quickly add that information in and then create that customer. But since this is already found in my Insightly account, let's go ahead and add link. Once I've done that, it'll connect the two together and then display all of the information that I would want to see. So this is the quick snapshot that you're seeing now. All right, so you'll see here it has the open, the overdue, so this is within the past 365 days of the past year, the last year as well for the overdue amount, and then the income within the past month. You'll also be able to see any basic contact information that you've included into your QuickBooks account. So this is actually not pulling the information from your Insightly account, it's pulling over the information from your QuickBooks account. If in the case that you see that there's not very much information here and you actually want to copy over those details that you have to your QuickBooks account, we can actually click on this Actions button. You can unlink this from QuickBooks if you would like. Maybe this is the wrong Allison Day. As I said earlier, you can unlink this easily. Or something to definitely keep in mind is that you can copy the QuickBooks details to Insightly. So if this were completely filled out and I didn't have this information in my Insightly account and actually want that information, I can go ahead and copy those details. And what I can also do is copy the Insightly details to QuickBooks. If I had a lot of information in my About page right here, I can copy that information straight to my QuickBooks account and have that available to me in my QuickBooks account. If we click on View in QuickBooks, this will just open up a new tab and it'll bring you straight to your QuickBooks account. So I would have to log in there and it'll bring you straight to this contact. So essentially this is this quick snapshot. It's definitely great because you can quickly manage your clients here. We'll go also down here. Aside from the snapshot, this is that quick view that you can see all the details, but you can even go into more details by seeing all of your items. So this includes invoices, estimates, recently paid, and then the money received. So you can filter this out. Maybe you're only looking to filter down by your invoices. It'll give you your total value of how of those invoices. We can also just continue to filter, or we can just leave it as all items here. Since I don't have too many items, we'll leave that as is. We actually provide the status of these invoices. If the status was updated within your QuickBooks Online account, so let's just say Allison has actually paid this now, and the accountant has approved that within your QuickBooks account, and it's no longer overdue. What it'll actually show is that it'll be an automatic sync and you'll be able to see the most updated status on this invoice. So you'll be able to see that information, the balance, the total amount, and then you'll also see the date type, the number. So this is the number that's provided within your QuickBooks account. and then the due date. If you would like to go into more detail, I know that some of our customers are very cautious of what and how much their current Insightly users can see. So this is just a quick snapshot. You aren't able to approve any of these invoices. So that's something that you would have to do in your QuickBooks account. So in order to do that, you'll have to click on View. Again, it will open up a new tab just like this, and it'll ask you for your login information. So unless your other users have this login information, they won't be able to access those details in approving those invoices, or potentially viewing some sensitive information. If that's something that you are concerned about, this is a great integration because you won't be able to approve those details unless you are logged into your accounting software. Perfect. So let's go ahead and now go into the Xero side of things. Same exact thing. Xero will also just automatically search for this contact. So let me actually unlink this since I have had it linked before. So you'll see here, I clicked on Xero. It actually found 2 Allisons. I can also search Xero if I would like, if it did not match up the contact and I know it's in my system, or I can create a new Xero contact. So same exact idea as the QuickBooks one. You'll see here you can still add and create that new contact into your Xero account. But since it's already here, we'll go ahead and add the link. And there are some differences between the Xero and QuickBooks snapshot here. We have all of their information right here. Same thing goes, if you click on the Actions button, you can unlink from Xero. You can copy the Xero details to Insightly. You can also copy the Insightly details into Xero. And you can also view in Xero. Something to note though, the difference here is that you can actually create an invoice draft within your Xero account. Meaning that if you are looking to, let's just say I was talking to Allison one day, I knew that she wants to purchase something of mine, I can just work straight from within my Insightly account and create that invoice draft for someone to approve on the accounting team who's actually within the Xero software kind of handling these matters. So what I can do here, let's say we have Allison, so that's correct. We can actually choose the item. So all of these items are the items that are provided within your Xero account. So whatever items you've created in your Xero account, those will be the options that you have to select from. So let's just say she actually wants to order some t-shirts in bulk. From here, you'll see the item value. It is editable. You can also select the dollar value, so make sure that that's accurate as well. If I know that Allison's actually in Australia, I want to make sure that I can select that here. These are the ones that you've selected or are currently using within your Xero account. So if it's not listed, you will have to adjust these within your Xero account in order to receive these options here. And then we have amounts are exclusive from tax, inclusive with tax, or no tax. We also have the invoice date, so it would just automatically go and select for today. And then we can have the date that it is due. So if we want this to be due after a month, we can do that. We also have some of the other following options. So of the following month, days after bill date, days after end of invoice month, days after bill month, or of the current month. So once I've done that, I can create the draft. You'll see here, invoice with the invoice number has been successfully created. And you'll see here, it's been added down below. So the date was today. We have the type, the reference number. So these are all things that you can search up in your Xero account to find that invoice that you've created. Due date, and so forth. And then skipping over, we'll see the status of this. You'll be able to see that this was actually a draft and is not authorized yet. And here's where the collaboration really comes in handy, because you'll see down below, these are the ones that I've also created as drafts, but they have been authorized by whoever's handling the accounting within my Xero account. So once that's authorized, I know when and how I should move forward with Allison, how I can manage her accordingly after I see that this is authorized. If I see that it's still a draft, maybe it wasn't approved, things like that, I can really handle that situation according to what I see here with these details. And again, same thing goes where if you click on view, it will bring you into your Xero account for you to log in. So if you would like additional details, you would need to log into your Xero account. So again, if you are worried about privacy. All right, and some of the other things, so quickly we'll go over the snapshot. It's overdue invoices, and then we have the outstanding invoices. We have overdue bills and outstanding bills. And then something that's different is that we have the lifetime value and then the 12-month value. Perfect. So let's continue on here. With the organizations, it's the same exact concept. Everything will be the same. The only difference is because QuickBooks Online and Xero don't actually have organizations, it will still automatically search, but they consider everyone contacts. So it may be a little bit more difficult to find, but let's just click on this one here. You'll still receive these two tabs. It will still try to search for that contact or this organization within your contacts in QuickBooks or your Xero account. So it'll do the same exact thing. You'll just have to match them up. If you can't find it, just search it. You can add a new contact as well for both of these, so it works exactly the same. So essentially they are the same within the contacts and the organization section. The only main difference is that it will have some difficulty automatically matching those up because QuickBooks and Xero do not have organizations. And now let's go ahead and we'll move on to our opportunities and projects now. Okay, let's click here. Perfect. So now you'll see that we have my opportunity section. Let's click into an opportunity now. Let's just say we have Abby Kingston here. We'll click into hers. You'll see that we have our two tabs again. We have the QuickBooks and then we also have the Xero tab. These do look different, however. You'll see that with the QuickBooks Online, instead of having the snapshot, what you'll get is the chance to select an invoice, a payment, or an estimate. So again, because QuickBooks Online and Xero don't have an opportunities or project section, they won't be able to automatically locate it. You'll just have to locate it yourself. However, it is definitely useful for that internal collaboration because once you find these invoices to link with your opportunities, for instance, if you want to make sure that your opportunities are closing out those deals, they've actually made their payments, you can quickly see that within your opportunity section here. So once you've linked them together and you're revisiting this opportunity, you can then view if that opportunity was successful or unsuccessful. So, and then you can document that information and handle that accordingly. So you'll see here we have some options in order for you to locate these invoices. We have the document number, which you can search for if you have that number there. We also have the start date and the end date. So I'm going to go ahead and just put one date in here. We'll go ahead and try to find some invoices to link. Okay, perfect. So now you'll see that I just have some of these invoices that are within my QuickBooks Online account. If you find one that matches up what you're looking for, that's when you would go ahead and link those together. So let's just say we have, let's just link Allison Day here since we were working with her earlier. Let's click on link. Now you'll see it'll pull that information over. You can unlink that item if you'd like. Same thing goes for payments. Let's go ahead and find payments to link. You can also show linked payments. And then you'll see it gives you a date range again. We don't have the document number this time because it's not an invoice. Delete that. Find some payments. And so you'll just continue to add more and more. Once you have all of that information, you'll see here the statuses are different. So this is overdue, this is closed. We also have estimates. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll click on this here. Find estimates. And again, you'll just find things to link. So the only difference really was the way you search your invoices. The main thing to note is that you do have the opportunity to select a document number. You don't have to fill out all of these fields if you don't have that information. You can do both if you want to do the document number and the start date and end date, or you can just do just the dates. And just something else to mention, you'll see that the value is defaulted within your QuickBooks Online account or your Xero account. So even if there's multiple currencies, if it is selected as a specific amount currency in your QuickBooks or Xero account, it will pull over here as well. We'll go into the Xero side of things now. It does look a little bit different. Xero, you are able to link invoices and your bills, and you'll receive the same options where you can find invoices to link, or you can show linked invoices. And then here's where you start entering your information. Type in your contact name, and we'll select the date again. Perfect. So now you'll see here, as soon as I put one of these 4 options, if I had the number, I can search up the number as well. But you'll see we can link that item here. Again, it's showing you the status of this, and now it's also showing you the invoices, bills, and then the net. So because this is a draft, or in the case that this was authorized, so let's actually add one more here. It'll only total out the amounts that are authorized. Let's link this here. $32 of invoices and as well as your nets. Until the status is changed, this will automatically update as well. And let's go ahead and find some bills to link here. You receive the same options. Now you have the reference number as well if you have that information. We'll find some bills. Don't believe I have any bills in my Xero account, but we'll go ahead and just move forward. Let's see if that will show. Okay, perfect. Link that. Perfect. And then now you'll also see the calculations at the top with your bills as well. Something to also mention is you can create invoice drafts with your Xero integration here. So if you like to create a draft, even within your opportunities and projects, you are able to do that. And you are able to create a new Xero contact as well. So let's go ahead and create an invoice draft. It'll bring you the same fields that we went over earlier, where you have the contact, we have the item, so these are the ones that are provided within your Xero account, any description that you would like to include, item value, tax, invoice date, and then the date that it's due. And then we can go ahead and create that. You'll have some real contacts in there in your account, so you'll be able to find that information, connect the two. It would make sense in your account, but because this is a demo, I don't have any real items in here. But this will work. You'll create the invoice draft. It will look exactly the same as the contacts and organization section, and then you'll have that available to you here. It will always update that status for you. Yeah, and then you'll be good to go. All right, and then one last thing. So it will be the same within your project section as well. You'll see here, let's just click on any of them. You do receive these 2 additional tabs. And let's go back into the contact section here. We'll click into the one that we were working on earlier, Allison. All right, perfect. And let me go ahead and let's find a different person here. All right, so something to mention, right now Allison does have all of the same currency as you see here. However, if you had multiple currencies under her name, for instance, perhaps you had one invoice that was in euros, and then the next one was in US dollars. Insightly actually won't be able to calculate that information for you within this snapshot because, as you probably know, the exchange and the currency rates are ever changing, so it's never stable, and so you would need real-time conversion rates at that point. So we don't provide that. We do just take the base default currency that you have for this contact. So just to keep that in mind, we won't be able to calculate the total and do that conversion rate for you and calculate that. You will have to utilize your accounting software. They will have that active conversion rates for you within your QuickBooks Online or your Xero account. All right, so we're going to end our demo here now. Definitely, I would love for you guys to keep inputting any questions that you have here, anything that you're still confused about and would like me to go over. I would love to do that now while I go over our recap. Some of the things that we went over today is that you'll definitely be able to save time because you're not or going back and forth between so many applications. You can see your financial information within Insightly. You can also get paid faster because you can create an invoice straight from within Insightly. And then you have the ability to see the status of what's paid or still outstanding. And overall, you'll have that complete view of your customer and you can access all that documented information within the same space. All right, and then we also have our mobile app. You can get these if you are an iOS or an Android user. Here's where you would be able to find it, just straight within your Apple Store, or you can go to the Google Play Store. Some other great ways where you can find help if you need a resource to go back and search up any of the topics that we talked about today. We do have our help center at support.insight.ly. You can search up, just start typing in Xero or QuickBooks Online. We have a ton of articles there. They are all step-by-step articles, so step-by-step tutorial articles, I mean. And it'll take you through the process again if that's something that you are looking for. And then we also have our community. The community is really great because you are able to see what other companies are or how they're utilizing their Insightly account, since everyone has such different businesses and utilizes Insightly in so many different ways. So if you're looking for suggestions on how, I guess, some tips that they use for their specific industry, maybe you can find someone that's within your same industry and see how they're utilizing their Insightly account. All right, and we also have these upcoming webinars, which you can probably find or which you've probably seen. We do update these every so often, and if you have suggestions, we would love to hear about it. If you are struggling in a specific area, we can definitely take in those suggestions and then work on that together. All right, and let's go ahead and jump into some of these questions that we have here now.